I live and breathe, I'd recognize you anywhere, even out in this desolate area. With nothing
Welcome to
around
my
us.
home planet of Tatooine.
Yes, you have very dry trees,
Yes,
don't you?
we have a drought going on in the fourth system.
And fake rocks.
Well, it's Hollywood, Bill. What do you want? Rubber rocks, and we want to make you feel at home.
Where did you park that remarkable conveyance of yours? I have a feeling that a man with the right kind of sense of salesmanship could sell a whole parking lot full of those in no time.
It's perfect. I want one for the freeway. Just that float above everyone. Don't worry about rush hour traffic. I loved it because I felt when I'm driving it, I was flying, you know, and it's done with tricks and movie magic. But that was one great thing about this movie. You could just sort of let your imagination go, and you were there.
Mm-hmm. It was a little rusted out, just like all of our '53 Chevys were.
Right.
You know,
That's
right?
one thing. George wanted a used future. He felt that most science fiction films or fantasy films, whatever, the hardware is so pristine. He wanted the Millennium Falcon, which was that hamburger-shaped ship that Harrison Ford,
Yes, right.
as Han Solo drove, to be the equivalent of the family station wagon with trash and oil drips and dents. I mean, when I see it, you remember, I say, what a piece of junk. And I thought they were very successful in that way. And Tatooine is a pretty desolate, and it reminded me of well, it's a place you leave as soon as you get out of high school, right?
Even the robots aren't
3PO's
exactly
got
purpose.
a good dent in his head.
Yeah, they're not perfect.
No. That's he's got so many levels of characters and so forth. There's a lot of Inhumans in the picture that have more dimensions than my character, because I'm basically a simple farm boy.
Naive.
Naive.
George Lucas has said that that's a little bit the way you are, and you said that George Lucas is.
Yeah, right.
Are those quotes accurate?
They are. It seems to me that George is Luke. He sat down and figured out, okay, what would be fun if I was going to do this? And Carrie brought him a Buck Rogers laser toy, 30s kind of thing from the old Buck Rogers, and he wouldn't put it down. He was spinning it and putting it in his holster and looking around. George is about 5 years old. He's like a genius child that goes to college at age 11, you know?
I sense a joy in the assembling of this picture that is very contagious. I think all of you had a lot of fun doing this, didn't you?
Well, how could you not? They built us a multi-million-dollar playground, and off we went. It's just...
I have the feeling that had I been in your position, I would have said to George Lucas, I want to make the movie, but I want to be allowed to watch all those special effects. I want to be there when I'm not required on set.
That was when I didn't work with Peter Cushing at all. He's in the film, but we never meet. I'm a huge fan of his. Well, I said, I want the car in the morning. They said, well, you have your day off. Aren't you thrilled? You've been working 17 weeks straight. Got to meet him. And when I came back from England, they still had over a year of special effects to do. And I think they were thrilled when I came over and said, show me things. They sort of fought over me. No, you showed them around last time. I'll show them this time. Over here, we have the optical department. They would call me up at 10 in the morning and say, hey, Mark, we're going to blow up a TIE fighter today. Come on over. So I got kind of a crash course in special effects. And I think when we do the sequel, I'm going to do it even more. Because really, on this one, it was such an unknown, such a question mark. I didn't want to get in the way, really, and I didn't want to be a burden to them, because they were working around the clock, 2 shifts. One worked all night long. They were so, you know, the effects, you know, shooting schedule was years.
You know, is this a movie, Star Wars, is it a movie that a certain age bracket will understand better than others? The reason I say that is I was told by one of the executives with 20th Century Fox that the board of directors saw the picture a couple of weeks ago before all of this sudden, incredible success occurred. And they said, hey, that's a very nice picture. Very nice picture. And didn't quite understand what was happening. And now all of it, they certainly understand what's happening now.
Oh, yes. Well, I don't know. I saw it on Saturday. The first time I waited in line and paid for it and sat in the back row to watch all the kids. And there's a big crawl at the beginning that tells you it's a period of, you know, and the princess with the hidden tapes. There's a lot of exposition. Well, I was with a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old. They weren't reading it. They didn't need to know. Basically, they know that Darth Vader's the bad guy. And then right at the beginning, there's those two Laurel and Hardy type robots. They identify with completely because they're scared and they're trying to get, and they do get away. So there's that connection there. And I think it's really constructed well because you don't have to read anything, even the subtitles when the aliens are speaking. They get the idea that Harrison's a goodie, and this other guy is going to hurt him, and that's all they need to know.
I think that one of the problems is that we have been kind of taught by our experience to take science fiction as serious, as ethereal, as 2001 was a very intellectual kind of movie.
Sure, but that's why George put it in another galaxy. He didn't want to have the burden of trying to make it technically correct. He said, look, if it's in another galaxy, we can do anything we want. We can just have a good time. So it's not science fiction, it's a fantasy, it's a fairy tale. It's something you read your children before they go to sleep. It's the Wizard of
Talk about comic books. People see comic books so frequently.
Well, some people feel our dialogue should be in balloons flying above our head.
What about you said sequel? What about the sequel?
When I signed for it, in my contract, there's a possibility of a trilogy. This one would be a beginning, there would be a middle, and then it would go on and on forever. Right now, there's several different versions floating around, and they don't really want us to become too attached to any one version, so they're not really telling us much about it. I do know that George said, I think we ought to keep the next one out of the sky a little bit, more on the planet.
In any case, with this kind of immense success, there's no question that there is going to be a next one.
Isn't it nice to know you're going to work next year?
Oh, isn't that super? Yes. I wish I knew that. What about this? Tell us about the...
Oh, Carrie Fisher gave me this. We were planning on having a child. When we decided not to, she gave me a cowboy. And no, we exchanged ridiculous gifts. It's really nice to get along with the cast so well, because if we didn't, it would be that much more difficult. And we're all friends. We don't think we get in each other's way. We don't push it. We've seen each other socially, but you know,
it's good to be friends when you're on a work project. But even, I guess, as important as that is to have a project as immensely successful and surprising to many of the folks through this one has been Star Wars. Mark, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good to meet you. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't forget the name, Mark.
Super.